Wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, greetings once again. Still on the shenanigans of Uchechi. Hey, according to Igbo dialect, that's a language that we always use for people who is Ashawonik in nature. They said if you don't do akuna, as a single woman, say you be akuna. But once you don't get married and you are still engaging yourself into such an act, then your name have already turned to akuna. So the so-called akuna Uchechi don't come out to, but the kepu I'm hearing, which I know that it is very correct. If Uchechi should partake on the selling of her husband, that means Uchechi now is part and parcel of every evil that have been befalling the Biafran people. I say this thing without no epitome or an atom of regret or whatsoever. I hold nobody any single apology. Uchechi Carlo is among those who they are planning. I mean, in fact, the UK is using her as a stooge now over the plans to set up a Muslim and the terrorist IDP camps in Imo State. I will explain. Now she came out now to play the devil's advocate. That's exactly her modus operandi. When she sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, she cried even more than the bereaved. But today, where is Uchechi Kanu? Uchechi Kanu, a wife of a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, being dragged up and down online over knacking video. And she's defending herself left, right, and center. To my greatest surprise, what I see never understand is that this woman never come out and said it is a blackmail or that somebody did that to her, or maybe she did that video out of duress or at a gunpoint. She never repeated that claims, only making some unguided statements. That is normal her. So the Uchechi you people know is among those who are planning for that IDP setup. The main master of that thing that they want to happen in Biafraland now is UK. No any other person. They have tried every strategy to penetrate the Biafraland, but it didn't work. Now they want to use internally displaced people to enter the Biafraland, rather the Biafra territory. Of course, you cannot tell me that Buhari, who is a northerner, a core Muslim and also a Fulani Hausa, said that the southeast, the Biafra land, is a dot. Even most of his gullible followers are still calling the Biafrans five plot of land. That's what they're calling us. Each state in the southeast represents a plot. The same people who is calling us 5 plot of land is now want to bring in IDPs, Fulanis from Western Sahel to occupy our land, kill our people. This agenda is not agenda of today. Don't even think that when they enter now they begin to operate. No. They will have what they call taproot, and that taproot is that getting what they call intermarital marriages. Intermarital affairs, you know. In other words, the Fulanis now getting to intertwine with the Biafran women. I mean, everything, they will get them inside, plant their destiny, plant their seed, and it will grow, germinate. Then they'll be going to breed them. Because no matter how you take it, if a criminal born a Pekin, that Pekin can never escape being a criminal, whether a boy or a girl. You know it. Because if your father is a criminal and they give you go ahead, my brother, you can operate. You can even operate more than an enemy. And that's exactly the point here. It is a project that will take them to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decades to actualize. But they must only actualize it if we didn't stop it on time. But thank God that Biafra have no such mercy on all these people who are killing. 90% of our day today is being caused by Fulani herdsmen in that Biafran territory. 90% of the youth that are being killed today is repeated Boko Harams they initiated into the military to be buying the Biafrans at every single provocation. At checkpoints, you say anything, as long as you are a Biafra man or woman, they will gun you down and tell you nothing will happen, and nothing will happen. That will be the end of Solomon Grundy. Kanu's wife will force agenda to relocate northern IDPs to east, says it alters the demography and security of indigenes. Why does she say so? She just wants to play the devil's advocate, crying more than the bereaved. But whereas she's among those who have set this plan in place, Uchechi never represents anything good to the Biafra. I don't even know why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu got married to her. But anyway, that is life. Japa syndrome. Pastor Kumuye, who already Japa, is now advising Nigerians who is taking to travel to abroad. In fact, my people, there's no much time. Happy Monday, happy New Day. May the God bless us in this new week. Let us go straight to the reason why we're here. Please like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. We don't have much time to waste. Lolo Uchechi Kanu, wife to the incarcerated leader of indigenous people of Biafra movement. I beg, let me quickly correct this impression. Lolo Uchechi Kanu, ex-wife to the incarcerated leader of the indigenous people of Biafra movement, has condemned the collaborative plans between the Fulani government and elements of Imo State political juggernauts, primarily the governor, to relocate internally displaced peoples from the northern region to Nsu, Ehime, Mbano, Okigwe, Imo State, under an alleged rehabilitation program for these refugees, whom were displaced by terrorism that had bedeviled the north for over a decade. Lolo Uchechi stated that while it is a possible humanitarian initiative, there are other factors which should be put into serious consideration, which, according to her, was not factored by those who agreed to deal and are already in the conclusive inspecting stage of the site for the said program. Dear conscious ladies and gentlemen, according to Uchechi, providing a camping site or home for refugees and internally displaced people or persons, as the case may be, is a humanitarian aid. It is an act of self-preservation. But have you heard of a threat? Hashtag self-preservation. This message have a question mark from Uchechi Kanu. The conscious people of Nsu in Ehime Mbano must refuse this unbridled and unchecked process by at Hope Uzodinjo 1, as this could be a Trojan horse due to the long-standing incongruity between us and the Fulanis, and the fact that it is unchecked and unbridled bags for scrutiny, she argued, stating that taking into account the Fulanization agenda through terrorism which have been projected by the Fulanis using state machineries and the subsequent resistance by the East through the IPOP movement and the ESN. This planned rehab program could be an advanced infiltration scheme which will be exploited as time goes on, at the detriment of the security of the indigenous populations of the East. More so, she questioned why the site chosen for the rehab program is a tertiary institution built for studies, contrary to the principles and standards of the United Nations Refugee Agency. Arguing why suitable places and installations in the north and other parts of the country laying moribund were not chosen for this particular program. Hope Uzodinjo, Oya Wonwike. During my master degree level, I did mapping and scenarios simulations under a disaster recovery module, which the United Nations Human Rights Commission uses. There are considerable factors when mapping a displacement site for IDPs at East Temporal following the UNHCR. The United Nations Refugee Agency process follows map. But the problem with the African and the Nigerian especially is that they copy everything for show-off purposes with no innate desire for understanding. These displacement sites are usually built and run by governments, United Nations agencies or international organizations and NGOs. But there could also be a spontaneous site, but never a school building where students are receiving studies for crying out loud. The commissioner said they went around the building and it is okay for what they intend to do. Therefore, the vulnerable persons will share the laboratories with the university students. My goodness me, make it make sense, please. Make it and make sense, please. The National Commissioner for Refuge, Migrant and Internally Displaced Persons did not see the abandoned factory site near the government's reserve centers if you are headed to Kaduna through the road that leads to Jos from Nasarawa. The only place they found is the National Open University in Nsu, Imo State. What happens to Kanu? What is wrong with Abuja? He said the government is making efforts to begin training of these vulnerable people in acquiring skills to reduce unemployment, which is a lie. What is the Nigerian attainment statistics among other countries in creating employment for her citizens? She asked. On the long-standing incongruity between the Igbos and the Fulanis, the hatred they hold for Ndi Igbo people, you needed to map that first. The safety of the host resident must come first. It is the number one factor to consider when mapping a displacement site and must also consider the affected communities. Is Imo State not already a turmoil as insecurity festers? No, they want to worsen the situation because they have already succeeded. She summarized that not only is this initiative unsustainable in the sense that the facility in question is built specifically for tertiary education and as such not suitable for the program, but also the security demography of the people and region will be threatened in the long term. Hence, these displaced persons should be hosted and rehabilitated in some other parts of the country. You are disrupting the tutoring and academic continuity of the students and their environment. You are demographically altering our place. The people you are bringing do not need a university lecture room. It is a tertiary level for their acquisition skill program. These displaced persons should be taken to the other parts of the country. This message is from the Family Writers Press International. Japa. Pastor Kumuyi, who have already jackpot, is now advising Nigerians who is seeking to travel to abroad. The founder and general superintendent of Deeper Christian Life Ministry, Pastor William Kumuyi, has offered advice to Nigerians seeking to leave the country. Speaking during a Sunday sermon in Port Harcourt, the pastor voiced his worries regarding the increasing number of young Nigerians, especially the youth, who are departing the nation in pursuit of better opportunities overseas. Kumuyi, have you ever said anything to your brother who is holding the mantle of leadership? You cannot say that. But rather, you are advising the youth who have already found a way to go out there, at least to deal with the not getting job they have in this country. You are advising them not to leave. But all your children, none is in the country. All of them are living overseas. All this on a lifestyle of deceit, it don't too much. This is a high height of hypocrisy. It don't too much. Kumuyi urged Nigerians in this category to reconsider the decision to leave the country. According to him, it often leads to feelings of regret in the future, which is a lie. Okute News report that the phrase "japa," a street slang, is commonly used among Nigerians to refer to getting away, running off, or vanishing swiftly from a scenario, usually in a rushed and pressing way. In his sermon, however, Kumuyi highlighted that true prosperity awaits those seeking to japa within their homeland, reassuring that the blessings of God are not limited to any particular place. Whatever nation you are born in, the goodness of the Lord will reach you there, Kumuyi affirmed. The cleric reflected on the experiences of many professionals, such as doctors, engineers, and lawyers, who sought opportunities abroad but soon discovered that life outside Nigeria was not as promising as they had imagined. You lied, Pastor. Let me correct you. You lied, as old as you are. He added, doctors go there, engineers go there, lawyers go there, professionals go there, thinking they are escaping bad things. They believe they are heading to lands of opportunities and prosperity. As they got there, they discovered that even to pay house rent and to feed themselves and to school their children and to have a boycott economy for themselves is difficult. They say it was better for me when I was in my country, and they are looking for ways to come back. It is a very, very blatant lie. You lie, man of God. You lied. UK, they are paying you 4 to 8, 10,000 pounds a month. After expenses, you will see something sustainable. But here, they pay you peanuts. 70,000 minimum wage is very hard for your government to implement. Yet, you didn't see any reason to advise the government. You are calling on the people who are seeking for greener pastures outside. Whereas, there's no any of your children that is in Nigeria. They deceive us everywhere. Kumuyi admonished the citizens not to overlook the potential in their own country, stating, "Goodness will come to you here. You don't have to run away. Your prosperity and progress will come right in Nigeria." Okute News reports that the cleric message comes after comes as part of a broader call for faith and resilience, urging Nigerians to trust in God's plan for their future, no matter their challenges. So, my good people, now you go take a break. I beg, make a like, share, comment, and subscribe.